Hello, this is Curtis Whalen Meehan, and welcome to 2023 Children's Storybook Fair. Today, we want to welcome Latrell. Halcomb. He is a children's book author, and we want to welcome him on the platform. This is his first time on the platform. Latrell, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Just introduce yourself to everybody. Give everybody your background and things like that.
My name's Latrell Halcomb. I was born and raised in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I was raised by a single mom. Have one brother and one sister on my mom's side, and I was raised Bowling Green, Kentucky. Like I said, went to Warren East High School. Graduated in high school. After that, in high school, I noticed that I had a talent of writing stories. Actually, my teacher in junior year, she was telling me that I should take it seriously. And at the time, I was playing sports, basketball and football. So I just really didn't take it any seriously. At that time, to be honest, it wasn't really no such thing as an author. At that time, I thought authors was somebody that was already famous, that was already established. So I thought it was like impossible for me to be an author at that time. But my teacher in junior year, she was telling me that I should pursue it, and at the time I didn't think nothing of it. So I went about my years working for driving a truck. I'm still a truck driver. I haul fuel at this time. But prior to that, I was working for another company, and just at that time, I was wanting to find something else to do, and I started doing some research, and I stopped doing research. And finally, 2 years ago, I just said, let me just go ahead and do it. So I get in touch with illustrators online and asking them what could I do, what type of process, what's the process of me publishing my book and them illustrating my work. And they gave me some good advice. I went to Fiverr.com. I'm not for sure if you heard of it.
Yeah.
It's a where you can find illustrators, writers. You can find animation creators, and I started research. I started to contact my illustrator, and then after that, I started to find a publishing company that could publish my book, and that was KDP. It's under Amazon. If nobody doesn't know, so I started doing the whole process of that publishing and. Contacted my illustrator, getting the book together, and I finally got it published September 2022. I did really well. It was my first book. It's called Brownie Boy. That's the first one right there. Mm-hmm. It's so as soon as I got that published and publicized it on the internet, I didn't know what to do next. So I started to ask other authors, and they would tell me just do author visits at schools and community centers, book fest, anything like stuff like that I didn't know about. So I'm still learning. And at that time, I really didn't know what else to do, but just to tell people online. And I finally got that done, and the rest is history. I kept promoting it, and then finally published my second book this year, and that's doing really well. I've been doing a bunch of promotions for it, going to stores and doing book signings and things like that.
What's the name of the second book?
It's Goodnight, Little Bunny. It's a bedtime story, and I'm sorry. Well, I'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Brownie Boy. It's about a little boy that's and is really loves brownies. He's really infatuated with brownies. But his parents is teaching them throughout the book, just be patient. Just you need to do certain things before you get your sweets, get your desserts, and things like that. Something that we deal with as parents. I have two little ones, by the way. I'm sorry. I have two. I have two kids, so I can relate to that. That's what kind of gave me the inspirations for this book. So I have a 6-year-old. His name's LJ, and my daughter, her name's London. So I can relate to this book. So and this is about a little bunny that's just telling the readers how to prepare for bed, or how he prepares for bed. And it's a fun book. It's let me see. Like I said, I published this one 2 months ago, the 22nd of September, I believe, and or 3 months ago, I guess. Yeah. So it's been pretty well. I sell these books in 3 different stores in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and
Oh,
also on Amazon. Hmm.
well, congratulations on that, because that is it's a journey, and it's we need a lot of authors, especially young
Yes.
Black male authors, to especially go into schools and talk to our kids, and
Hmm.
reach out. And hopefully it sounds like that this is going to be a series for you that you will continue to write. And so that's
Yes. Yes.
amazing. Yeah, to do that. So you as far as like speaking and things like that, have you gone out to speak yet with the kids?
I have.
Okay.
I've told the kids, if it's a dream that you want to pursue, or something that you are interested in, go for it. Just don't let anybody tell you that you can't. And honestly, like, as I grew up, the place that I grew up at, it wasn't really anybody to tell us what else we could do, just only for sports.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and like I didn't have anybody to ask me, do you like do this, do that? Like, it's like several options,
Hmm.
as you grow up. And I tell that to the kids. I definitely I tell them that if it just like, if somebody tells you no, like, that's okay. Like, rejection is fine. It's what the outcome is going to be, basically. And they understand it. I love doing it, going to community centers, especially kids that I can that I've seen as I was younger, the kids that I've been around when I was younger. Just to brighten their day, and they enjoy it for me to talk to them. And it's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you made a good point, because I have a teenage son. He's
Hmm.
high school age, and you know, they kind of pin sports on young Black men. And there's so many options. There's an array of options. I absolutely love the fact that he came to me after he was talking to his counselor, his high school counselor, and he said, "Mom, I don't want to limit myself. I want to do it all." And I was like, "That's amazing." And so for you to
Hmm.
be able to go out and speak the inspiration, encouragement to young boys and girls too, they need it as well. To be able to follow your dream, and it's a great message to have. And hopefully, when you get some time, you'll be able to go like through the watch some of the author interviews previously, and some to
Hmm.
come. It's so encouraging this year. I think that with the climate of COVID, so many things have happened. A lot of lives have been lost and things like that. And so for this book fair, it's been very encouraging, very inspiring to see the authors to be able to network and continue to write. And I'm so glad that someone came along and say, you know what, you should finish doing this.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because I what I do for all the authors is I do purchase the books and support the authors, and hope that we network and read each other's books and things like that. And so, with that being said, what do you feel like? Do you want to do this full time? Do you think that you'll go into writing, into speaking?
Yes, that's the plan. Like I said, I haul fuel for living. I mean, for full time. I go to gas stations and I drive, them tanker trucks. You've seen them at the gas stations. I
Yeah.
drive that for full time. But as when I go home or whenever I have free time, I write. I already have my third book, so I already have my third book done. It's just I have to kind of rewrite it and just make sure everything is good to go. Um, so that is the plan full time, and I will continue to go to schools and community centers to give a message to young kids. It's just really hard to to at this time to get to put forth like full time effort
Mhm.
into my books. Um, it's just really hard, especially authors. Now I understand.
Mhm.
um, that kind of falls back when I was young. I'd seen these well-known authors that
Mhm.
that I've seen, on even they went to my school or they came to my school or on TV. I just didn't know the struggle, and now I understand. It's definitely a struggle for the authors, especially upcoming authors,
Well, when you
definitely.
look
But
at when you look at writing as a whole, and you mentioned like in the beginning, like celebrities and stuff, most of the time they do
mhm.
have someone writing for them. So
Yes, yes,
and they can go, and because their name is out there, they can go and get with the publicist and get a traditional um publishing company. And so we don't have that when we're first starting out, because
right,
they get so many submissions. And but I'm so glad that there is still, independent indie authors that still want to get their writing out there, and still want to, make a difference in someone's life, or um have a story to tell, like the theme of the book fair, tell your story. So it's great to be able to continue to network with other authors, and hopefully I will eventually be able to do like a fair where we are actually speaking together, meeting together with some of the authors on my platform, to be able to go out and travel and speak to kids and things like that. Because I'm limited to, well, I'm from Ohio, so I'm limited to people in Ohio, and then people in Arizona. So to be able to get out and speak to kids. I write poetry too, and I did like a poetry class um, a couple of times with kids, and it's good to talk to them when they're young,
mhm.
and to continue to inspire them. And so, I'm so happy that you took the steps to do that, and that you're getting out there, spreading your message with the kids. So your third book, what did you say the name of the third book?
Third book, I haven't decided. I kind of know, but I don't want to give it out right now because I
Okay.
might switch it.
Okay.
But it's basically about it's gonna be a children's book. So
Okay.
it's gonna be about an animal that has a problem, and he's in the jungle, and his animal friends, his jungle friends, is going to help him on throughout his journey through the book. So it's going to be something like that. Don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be a really good book for maybe preschool to fourth or fifth grade. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good.
Mhm.
Now, do you think you'll ever get into the genre for writing for teens? Because there's a big gap for that.
Mhm.
Do you think that you will branch off and start writing, like, some chapter books for teens?
I definitely will. I already have these list of subjects that I want to tap into as far as creating children's books. So as soon as I get that out the way, then I'm going to start writing novels and for teens and adults too. I would love to do that
Yeah.
as well. So it just I have maybe 3 or 4 more books that I want to do as far as children's books, and then I'll tap into the novels. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds
Hmm.
amazing. Like I said, congratulations again. I will definitely be following your work. I always follow all my authors. So before we go, do you have a website that you want people to go and visit?
I'm actually in this crazy. So I'm actually creating it right now. So
Okay.
I don't. It's in the process. It's in the
Okay.
process. I'm working on it right now. But hopefully, in a 1 or 2 more months, I should be able to. I'll definitely promote it and put it on social media so everybody can, um, go on there, and if they want to purchase the book, it's like instead of going to Amazon, that's where I've been telling people to find my book. If they don't live in Bowling Green,
Um,
you can go on Amazon. But now I'm going to. That's why I'm going to start creating it. That's why I created it, so people can go on my website and purchase on my own website.
okay. So where can they find you on social media?
Facebook, Latrell Halcomb. Instagram, it would be Monted 94,
Okay.
MON TED 94, and that's really that'll be it. I'm going to start my own YouTube page. I want
Okay.
to get into recording, reading to kids, and also turning my books into animation,
Mm-hmm.
animation videos. I want to turn my books into that, so I'm going to be posting that on my YouTube page in the future. So, and I also you do animation that I've
Well,
seen.
I don't do animation, but I do have a cartoon. It's on
Okay.
YouTube. So this author interview, all my author interviews will go on my YouTube channel, and you're
Hmm.
feel free to share it on your social media as well. So it will be under Consuela Me Ann, and then my cartoon is called My Blended Family cartoon. It's based off the series that I wrote. It's loosely based because I changed some things in the cartoon
Hmm.
from the books. So each child is telling their story. So Jackson's story is about kids that deal with foster care.
Hmm.
And then Emily's story, she lost her parents, but it doesn't really go into detail about it. And the reason why is because I want to leave it up to parents to have that discussion with the kids once they feel like it's they'll be more understanding or a specific age. So I don't go into detail about how they got to foster care or Emily's parents, how they lost how when they lost their parents or what happened to them. But like I said, I do leave the door open for the parents or the guardians that they are with to have a conversation with them. And it always ends on a good note because my goal is to make sure kids that are dealing with that type of stuff, because that's a lot to deal with as a
Hmm.
child. And we're, like I said, in the climate that we're in. Um, I want them to know that they'll be okay. So if they're in foster care, if they lost their parents, Corinne's story is next that I'm working on animation with. She is the traditional blended family where, the parents have divorced, they're remarried, and these are hard subjects to talk to with about with children. And so
Hmm.
that's why I created the books that I created. I myself have a blended family with my kids. I'm a single parent, so it's been me and my two kids, and it was important to me because I didn't see a whole lot of books or representation for certain things for kids. But the cartoon itself, I changed the characters up. So Corinne, she has vitiligo. So the vitiligo guy, he came on last. He was my last interview, and he's amazing. He's very encouraging, inspirational. So hopefully you have
Hmm.
a chance to watch his video. His was posted last week on my YouTube channel. And then Danny, she's the little girl. She has a prosthetic leg. Um, and I wanted to have these type of representations for kids in the cartoon world because you don't see it. Um,
Hmm.
and it will slowly discuss ADHD, autism, some other things that kids deal with and parents deal with. So that's on my blended family cartoon is on that specific YouTube channel. So it's a family cartoon, something to make you laugh, but also, like I said, to give kids some representation. So um, I love to network with other authors, just to and encourage them, inspire them to keep writing and doing certain things and speaking engagements and things like that, and invite them to network too. So um I'll
That's great.
definitely, yeah, I'll definitely be in touch with you about doing some different events and things like that at a later time. So yes. So in closing, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me today. I look forward to networking with you. And is there anything else that you want your audience to know?
Um, just to if it's somebody that's out there that wants to pursue their dreams, or just struggling to even um, to to go forward with their dreams that they want to pursue, just keep on trying. Reach out to people that's been in your shoes, in the same shoes that you was in, and just never stop. Just keep on pursuing it. It will come. It will come in play. It's not going to come on your time, but it will definitely come whenever the time is right.
Yeah, absolutely. A delay does not mean a denial does not mean a delay, or delay doesn't mean a denial. So sometimes, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Sometimes
Hmm. Yeah, it's
patience
not going to happen
is the key.
when you want it. Hmm.
Yeah. So again, thank you so much for coming on today and speaking with us. I look forward to all your books and supporting you. You have a new audience with my audience and myself. So again, congratulations.